When the movie begins, we see a young man named Junwoo, who lives with his parents and sister. He used to spend all his time playing live video games with his friends. He had a craze to play PUBG game. One such day he is busy playing it, but his family is not at home. While playing the game, a TV news report said that a virus has spread throughout Seoul, Korea. Infected people are biting each other. This virus has spread so much that now it is out of the control of the government. Those who are disinfected cannot find a way to escape. Hearing this, he came out of the balcony of his apartment. He sees people brutally biting each other. He gets nervous seeing this situation. Actually, it was zombie virus, due to which the infected people were becoming zombies. When he comes to his flat, one of his neighbors forcefully enters his house. He asks Junwoo for permission to use his washroom, but then a news item appears on Jun. Infected people display cannibalistic behavior, their skin turns white and their eyes turn red. Thus tons has nabon at azumbo. But Jun woman just gahadavs hasan kwakla klazes sta. Jun's family son hamama sajaskan asaka. Instalvata. Hawats alvana stakanut and pastists patriptavas parents. He does this for his motivation and locks himself in his flat. He uses the fridge as a barrier to protect himself from zombies. He uploads a public note regarding stay alive on social media. He does this to get some help. No one comes to his aid as the area where he was living was infected with zombies. On receiving the signal, he traced it with the help of a drone. The battery of his mobile phone was now drained. The virus had spread rapidly in his locality. Everyone has become a zombie. Specifically, these corpses remembered their daily routine habits, like listening, seeing, walking were their daily routine. When he used to go to the office, he was also going to the office as a zombie. Hearing this, zombies seemed to have a new concept. Junwoo remembers he could deliver his message for help via the radio, but there was no such device in his house. Time was passing and every day Junwoo would make videos to help him. It is obvious that by staying like prisoners in the house for many days, everything like food and drink, internet and network became lacking. At night, he sees a police officer who was fighting the zombies to save his life. But those corpses kill him too. Everything was happening in front of Junwoo. He draws the zombie's attention to save the police officer, but all in vain. Meanwhile, a zombie opens the main door and tries to come near it, and he creates a dramatic scene as if he had fallen from his building. Those zombies also fall from the building and are killed, but Junwoo acts wisely to save his life. When he saves his life from the corpse, he finds that his house has run out of food and drink. Then he compromises his hunger by drinking alcohol. Initially he feels good, then he starts having hallucinations that his family has come home and everything is back to normal, but the reality was different. Suddenly his mobile phone network is restored and his family has sent him a voice note. This voice note was the last among the humans because they too had become zombies. He gets so aggressive and starts breaking into his house. In a fit of rage, he breaks everything in his house and comes out of his flat. But after fighting and seeing those horrific corpses, he returns to his flat. He remembered only one thing, and that was stay alive. Seeing the zombies, he decides that he will never become a zombie. Thinking that he was about to hang himself, but suddenly someone from Seema's building saved him with the help of laser light. When he gets up to look, he sees another living person named Kim Yoo-bin in that building. The two talk through signal. Yoo-bin had set a trap on its main door, in which a zombie is trapped. She kills him when she gets a chance. She was a nice girl, she didn't want to kill anyone, but the situation forced her to kill him. Because if he had not killed her, then he would kill her. She sees that Junwoo has been hungry for days, so to feed him, she ties the food with a rope and tries to throw it at his apartment. The ball with which she was throwing the rope falls on the road. Junwoo sends his drone to him and a rope is tied between them. And then he is given food. Next, a zombie sees that ball. He was a firefighter in his real life and he knew how to climb with the help of a rope because it was a part of their nature not to forget their habits. He pulls the ball, which is attached to a rope tied to the table of the Yoo-bin. The table shakes from its place and hits the Yoo-bin and she faints. The corpse starts climbing on the rope. Junwoo sends a drone around to divert his attention and inflicts a cut on his face. At his main gate, the corpse was trying to break into his door, due to which Junwoo's attention is distracted and he captures the zombie drone. Now, Yoo-bin regains consciousness and cuts off the zombie's hand. He falls down and dies. Junwoo decides to search for food in nearby flats. He takes a key from a zombie and comes inside the flat. He considers this zombie to be the owner of this flat. He finds food supplies, walkie-talkies, earphones and mountaineering equipment there. He wonders how courageous the resident of this place would be. He goes to the bedroom where he sees a dead woman. Meanwhile, the owner of the infected house comes and attacks him, but somehow he saves his life and leaves. He wanted to convey the message through radio signals, but unfortunately, the radio was also switched off. He sends a walkie-talkie to Yoo-bin. Both of them keep taking each other for several days. She tells Junwoo that she is afraid of heights. Here we come to know that it is more important for a human to have someone by your side than to eat, because being alone is sometimes not free from harm. Both used to keep containers outside for drinking water. These containers will be filled with water after rain. One day many zombies come near the apartment. His movements felt as if it was raining. Actually, it was the sound of zombies running. In a hurry, some things fall out of Yubin's hands. On hearing this, all the zombies start coming straight to his apartment. At the same time, Junwoo calls through her home's landline number to the house next to her, due to which all the zombies move to another apartment, which means they had strong hearing. They both talk that if they stay here like this they will die one day. Yubin tells Junwoo that he hasn't seen any zombies on the 8th floor of your building. She says that she has to go there in search of some food to stay alive. They both fall to the ground, and a fierce fight ensues between them and the zombies. Somehow, after a lot of difficulties, they enter the lift after saving their lives. They reach the 8th floor, but the zombies do not leave them alone and follow them there. Just then an unknown person comes and saves them from the zombies. The man provides them with food and water. Yubin was suspicious of him from the beginning. That's why she doesn't eat food, but he had to forcefully eat that food. The man was not really a good person. He was cheating on them. He mixed medicine in his food to make him unconscious. When he faints, he binds them. In fact, he was taking Yubin as food for his zombie wife. He throws it in his wife's room. Meanwhile, Junwoo wakes up and the gun is pointed at him, but the man does not listen to him. Here, Yubin acts wisely by covering the woman's face with a cloth and pushing her to her husband. She kills her own husband. Yubin kills them unnecessarily. Hearing the sound of gunshots, all the zombies move towards this flat. Yubin orders that Junwoo shoot him, and they later hear the sound of a helicopter. After fighting the zombies for a long time, both of them come to the roof of the building. But alas, they don't see any helicopter there. They shoot other zombies with the remaining bullets as well as pray for their lives. Finally, helicopters approach them in real life. They save both of them by shooting the corpse. After leaving the place, the signal is restored and they are happy to see their friends' messages. Both survivors upload their photos on the internet and reveal their locations. In the end, Junwoo's stay alive changes to alive and the film ends with it. If you liked the video, then subscribe and like the channel.